Yeah. Well, I would have a forest full of trees if I turned a new leaf every time I broke a promise that I thought I would keep. And I'ma harbor that in secret. It's hard to hear your feedback. I'm playing like the Phantom of the Opera on a keypad. Hopping off the deep end happily, ain't no wisdom in my teeth left. Just cavities. I've been trying to keep my feet wet. Walking over water, about to run a little farther. Doing an Our Father, but you probably atheist. I'm still speeding like Dennis Hopper. There's a bomb up on this bus, so where the fuck's Keanu Reeves at? You best to relax. I'm staying on my grind, feeling Amy off this wine like I ain't going back to rehab. Feeling like a bipolar reject. I'm even high when I'm sober, and my mind's a solar eclipse. A born-again fetus who should have been aborted. Hopped about my mommy's chest like, what's up, I'm important. That was morbid, dog. I'm kinda sorta wrong, but nothing's off limits. I've been ripping down walls like Gorbachev. I do it for my dogs and do it for the cause, yeah. You do it for the blogs and do it for applause, yeah. You do it for the wrong reason, so I have to judge. The beat up on your song is decent, but your rapping sucks. That's why I can't endorse it. But still you're in the stores and people flock with open wallets to cop your garbage recordings. But I keep my hands in my pocket, that's ironic, like Alanis Morissette. I hate this game, but I can't just forfeit. Don't want the fame, but I'll take the fortune. The moolah, they say what you give to it, you end up attracting to ya. That's why I put my 2 cents in and got some change back. Guess it all makes sense in my brain, man. My bedroom feels too small for me, but the outside world's like doomsday, honey. I'll go you the same once you say run it. Lot of fish in the say, but 2 ain't nothing. My bedroom feels too small for me, but the outside world's like doomsday, honey. I'll go you the same once you say run it. Lot of fish in the say, but 2 ain't nothing. There's a rip tide coming, hold on. I think the sky's falling on us. There's a rip tide coming, hold on. I think the sky's falling on us, yeah. Falling on us, yeah. Falling, yeah. There's a rip tide coming, hold on. I think the sky's falling on us, yeah. Cloud 9 never seemed so far away. Guess there's only so much bullshit I can tolerate. Treat the booth like my pool pit, I'm trying to congregate. But my pursuit of artistry has led my heart astray. I try to stay up on a straight and narrow path, but every time I look, it's like sand from this hourglass is pouring outward. But I'm all about my paper like I'm Jim Halpert. The top is just a shot away, so baby, give me shelter. Yeah, I'm South Philly's own Lil Helper, the Wolf of Broad Street. They call me the young Jordan Belfort. My story developing Corey Feldman the way they can't stand by me, like I just brought him here to see a dead body. Yeah, and that body's mine, so I'm the one you hide behind, trying to find peace in the deep end of this violent mind. Praying for Vegas, bowling for Columbine. Download it for free and sold up on Spotify. Like here, yo, sell your soul up on the dotted line, or stay independent and sell not a dime, just try to grind. Yeah, cause what a time to be alive, ain't it? God would've got more followers if she was Vine famous. But me, I just live free to die painless. I'll be rolling up the heaven's gates late like, hi haters. God is major and I'm grateful for the pain you caused. If I wasn't, I wouldn't have sang you these songs. Like, my bedroom feels too small for me, but the outside world's like doomsday, honey. I'll go you the same once you say run it. Lot of fish in the say, but 2 ain't nothing. My bedroom feels too small for me, but the outside world's like doomsday, honey. I'll go you the same once you say run it. Lot of fish in the say, but 2 ain't nothing. There's a rip.
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to another live stream here. Let me make sure you guys can hear me. That looks good. If you're new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. If you like that song, that was Major Van Winkle. Rest in peace. I've got some charity information in the free Discord. A charity set up for him or in his memory, partnered with Minding Your Mind. You guys can check that out. We are going to be looking at YM here on the 5-minute chart. Maybe I should just turn that down. I got Bookmap yelling at me. Let me go ahead and turn some of these large trade alerts off because that will get a little bit distracting. We're going to be looking at YM here on the 5-minute chart. I've got a couple 50K combines loaded up. We've seen what the rest of this day looks like as we are just cracking highs. Take you through a trade that I did not take. Journaling this one as a missed trade. I'll show you guys why. Show you guys the entry. What could have been a really nice one playing out. Posted this in the free Discord as well. Coming right off these levels. But let's jump into it here, man. Bookmap loaded up on the side. Cool. We are good to go. So, if you've been paying attention to what's going on the U.S. indices, we are pushing to the upside, right? Certainly not selling off. This is zoomed out just on the 5-minute chart here on Dow, the black sheep that I have been trading over the last few weeks. It's been working out really well for me. Been locking up some combines, qualified for a payout. Had a pretty solid week last week. Some fun on fast markets, although it was choppy, stayed out of some tough trades. Got on Power Hour on Friday, won the reversal challenge. That was fun. Nice come from behind victory. But here was trading day this morning, right? Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day. Stocks are open. Futures are open, obviously, right? We're trading here. Banks are closed. Bond market in the U.S. is closed. So was expecting some low volatility, some low volume, but I had said anything can happen, right? Don't marry a bias. We might be in for big moves. And what did we get today? Not slow, choppy, low volatility, right? We got to move to the upside. Pretty nice. So if I was going to marry a bias coming into the open, it was long, right? After looking at what we had go on end of last week, pull back maybe around these lows, this area that I had marked off, coming off of this prior high put in right here. Looking maybe for a retest of that level and a push to the upside for a really nice cheap long. What did I do here? I had a limit buy set. It was actually at 69. I posted the trade report in Discord if you guys want to check for a receipt on that one. I had a limit buy set just below these lows. A little bit too aggressive, man. I was looking for a crack below these lows, wanted to run a wide enough stop loss. If it did come back down, a little bit farther and I'm entering really aggressive counter to the movement that's occurring right here, right now, where we are selling off, I want to give it a little bit of room to run, a little bit of room to breathe. And I was just too aggressive looking for that crack below. My note, as you can see here, that's going in my journal, is if it's prior to the session range, meaning we haven't already started trading, maybe set a 15-minute range, set a high or a low that I'm looking for, just a crack up or below. Maybe just look to enter right in the zone, right? Run a little bit wider stop loss if I have to, and capture that trade. So again, just a little bit too aggressive. I missed this entry by, about 16 points to the upside. But again, opened up bearish. Looked for a quick pull back down, right? NQES are ripping to the upside. Bookmap not helping me out so much. Was looking for a continuation back up around these highs. Another really, really easy one that gave me a bullish bias on this, at least as we were pulling back down here after the open. We had a gap. We had a gap down on Edgeful. Nice bullish bias that you could target this gap fill to the upside. I'll talk about that in a minute. Likely would have had, again, I didn't take this trade, so I'm flat for the day. Likely would have had half off here if I had an opportunity to get half off here and a full close somewhere up here past that gap fill, right around these highs. I was looking for a potential short up here. Didn't even mark it out. Not something that I really wanted to take. Was just looking way too strong on these markets. I didn't want to short, and this thing just ran to the upside. Really didn't give a nice pull back. If I'm looking on the 5-minute here, a nice big structure where we would have had something that pushed up, cracked these highs, pull back down here, and then continued. Maybe I'm looking for an entry down here. But opportunities to get long are there. You could be just going stop loss below prior bar lows in the 5-minute, catching this move to the upside. But I was pretty much done after watching this play out all the way until about 11 o'clock. Decided I would just come back for a power hour and see what we have here. So let's talk about Edgeful real quick while I'm on that one. Full disclaimer, I am partnered with Edgeful, so I can't be unbiased. But here is the gap fill report. Over the last 6 months of data on YM, gaps up are filled 70% of the time, gaps down are filled 68% of the time. What does a gap down look like? Right here. We got prior day's closing price right here for regular trading hours, right? The close at 4 p.m. Eastern of NYSE session. 9:30 a.m. opens up below. This is a bullish move where we are looking to fill that closing price from the prior day. That's what we had right here. It got even easier on TopstepX if you trade with TopstepX because they added an update. You can change to regular trading hours. Check that out. You can see the gap right there, right? Here's the gap down. This was the close. Here's the open. We're looking for a move back up to fill that gap, which we got right here. Pretty cool feature from TopstepX coming in. But that is the report from Edgeful. Super, super easy to utilize, easy to visualize. They give you trading view indicators for all of these. This stuff is statistically significant, in my humble opinion. You can use this in a number of different ways. You don't have to trade specifically with or against it, but being aware of this stuff, I find, is extremely helpful, man. Additional bias, something that maybe you want to be cautious of if you're looking to trade against it. Good way to structure risk if you know that there's some stat that may play out at a specific price level around where you're trading or for that day. Easy to pay attention to, man. The one that is very, very helpful for power hour, what I'm trading right now, is the power hour breakout. It is uncommon that the US indices put highs or lows in, new highs or new lows of day in the last hour of the trading session. It's not common. It does happen, right? These are just stats. If you backtest something, nothing is 100%, but it is less common that we just continue to the upside and we're cracking highs coming into the 330, 345. It's more common that we just rotate back down in, we chop around, we don't have a fresh high or a low put in for the last hour of the trading session. But doing a little bit higher time frame analysis, zooming out, just kind of watching what we got going on in the market here. We were pretty choppy on Dow here, right? This was a lot of big, rangy back and forth consolidation, right? Like this is a pretty big range if I'm looking at all these highs. We're talking like 600 points is what I'm viewing here. Cracked that, pushed to the upside. Nice breaks and retest. Continued to the upside. Beautiful break and retest. Prior highs broken in an uptrend. And now we've just continued, man. This is looking really, really strong. Again, didn't really want to short today. Got burned on that last week. Right around here on the 9th, looking short, and don't go short America when the market is just ripping to the upside. So as far as this session, man, looking on the 5-minute chart here for a potential setup, maybe we come and retest this level and we look for a continuation to the upside. But again, I don't love trading for the new high of day. It is just against a really strong stat that just does not, a little eye-opening working with Edgeful and getting to understand that stat. So I don't want to go short here, which puts me in a little bit of a predicament, but I'm going to hang out. It is 2:42 p.m. Eastern. We're going to see what the market has to say for us as we come into this last hour of the trading day. So we'll check this out. Watching Bookmap over on the side. Really nothing helping me on Bookmap today. Not terribly uncommon, right, for a potentially lower volume day, even though we did get a pretty large move, to have not a whole bunch of liquidity stacking up, not a whole bunch of huge orders on the book. So let's see what we get today. Yeah, let's see what Dow has for us today. Again, don't really have a level at all to short this. I don't want to pick a top. That doesn't look too solid. I don't want to be short America coming into all-time highs, but again, I'm cautious getting long right at the end of the day as we are pushing highs. The only thing I really see on this right now is just a simple break and retest for a move to the upside, but we'll see. We'll see what sets up here. I'm going to take this zone off for now just to keep my charts pretty clean. And maybe we see some volatility, we see some volume start to come into the market, and we can check something out. But I'll hang out with you guys. If you guys got questions, feel free, ask in the free Discord. If you are not description, I will throw the link in the chat. Boom. Let's get this rolling. Nice. Yeah, so let's see what we get, man. Again, huge move to the upside, or relatively large move to the upside. I don't know that I would call this huge. I'd probably call this huge. We are pushing highs, man. So, again, this is a tough afternoon to trade. I love Dow for the morning session. In the afternoon, sometimes the structure is really solid to work with, and I'm able to find some awesome trades. This is kind of the press buy and sing the national anthem. Find a way to structure risk, jump in on these moves, and look to the upside. But, I don't know that I have a great way to structure risk, right? You hop in here. Where do you get a stop loss? Anywhere above this low, I think, is a pretty dangerous move to play, unless you're going for a really quick move to the upside. But we'll have to wait and see. Let's take a look and see what ES is doing. Absolutely tearing to the upside, right? Even stronger at the open. NASDAQ in pre-market, even stronger. NASDAQ not as strong. Let's get VWAP line. Pulled back down, chopped around VWAP, and has since bounced there. Not putting fresh highs in, but is still looking very bullish. So, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of shorting these bad boys right now. Not a huge fan of that. So I'm gonna sit patient with you guys. We'll hang out. We'll see if we get something that sets up. Again, I could go for a buy off of this level, right around the 350-ish area, coming right off these highs. Very simple price action market structure. Again, Bookmap is really not helping me out much today at all. No serious levels of liquidity, just a bunch of algorithmic stuff on the book. I can show you that as well. Bookmap is my favorite order flow tool. Full disclaimer, again, partnered with Edgeful, partnered with Bookmap, so I can't be unbiased. But I do really, really like these tools. This is all algorithmic liquidity. Whole bunch of algorithmic stuff. Liquidity providers above and below price, not really what I'm paying attention to. I'm looking for really, really large levels of liquidity above and below price, sticking out usually a little bit farther away than this stuff as well. And we just didn't have that today. Really don't have that setting up. So just doesn't do much for me. I watch it on the side. But for the way that I use it, the way that I read depth of market using Bookmap, it's just nothing really standing out for me. So it doesn't hurt me, but doesn't help me. Again, maybe lower volume, lower liquidity, but for a U.S. holiday, even with the stock market open, this is a hell of a move, man. This is a bunch of movement. So hopefully it continues, right? Hopefully it continues into this week. These are fun markets to trade. We need movement to be able to take wins or losses. If it's just choppy consolidating, it can be pretty tiring to trade. So we'll see what we get from Dow today, man. But watching over, yeah, let me make sure we're set. Yeah, Bookmap's pretty sweet. I really do like the alerts. It's one of the newest features I've been playing with. Haven't gone on to use TraderMap Pro, but they have alerts on Bookmap that essentially audibly call out if there's high volume being traded in a short amount of time. So let's say we are coming down into an area or up into an area. Maybe right here we have resting liquidity, a whole bunch of orders above these highs. Maybe I'm asleep at the wheel. I'm not paying attention. I'm talking to you guys. I'm talking to somebody in Discord. I'm just zoning out for a minute. And we start to come up here and we get a lot of volume traded rapidly relative to whatever everything is going on for that day, to what's being traded that day, because it does adjust automatically, which is pretty sweet. It starts calling it out. Sweep of sellers, sweep of buyers, absorption, yells out large trades that are being filled. So that could be really helpful. I've found that really interesting. Haven't worked with anything like that in the past that is audibly going to be yelling something at me as I'm trading. And I find that pretty helpful. It's pretty sweet. Tick Strike, I think, is the big program that has kind of done that, trying to mimic like what was going on back in the day in the pit. You get a lot of movement, you get a lot of volume going on, literally from people speaking. But I find it pretty helpful on Bookmap. I don't like use it specifically for an entry or a setup or anything like that, but it's definitely a nice wake-up call. Pay attention. You got volume being traded. You're probably going to see some movement, and you want to be locked into the charts for that. So I do turn it off here most of the time in the afternoon because it is just a little bit distracting to hear with me speaking. But that is a helpful feature from Bookmap. Looking forward to playing with some more stuff on Bookmap. Really, really cool program. There's so many tools, so much you could do with that software. But the simple way that I use it, I find it very helpful. Links in the description, links all over the place. You guys want to check out Edgeful, you can check it out for free. You want to check out Bookmap, there is discounts for Bookmap. It's a paid subscription. You got to pay for that subscription and level 2 data, the same way you would if you were going to use any depth of market tool. Footprint charts, you're going to want level 2 data. So we pulled back a little bit. I'll leave this up here again, just as an idea. Just as an idea, right? Simple break and retest. Maybe looking for a quick trade back up to the highs or past the highs. Do I love this structure? No. You know, here's the low I would want to get my stop loss below. And before we continue to the upside, we're already pulling back down. So it's not a great risk to reward structure. I'd really have to be targeting a break of highs and, you know, movement up to really up to the sky with this one. So I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to look for this long, but we're going to sit and watch. Sit patient, wait for our setups to come, and stay on the charts, man. That's the game plan for today. Let's see what we got in Discord, man. Yeah, you guys got questions again. I'm taking questions from Discord. YouTube chat has been kind of all over the place. So hop into free Discord, ask questions if you guys want to chat. Got some guys doing okay this morning. Locking it up early. Some gentlemen took these longs that I was looking at as well. Really right at the open. We got one of the guys that's been sharing a lot, crushing it on the combine and the funded account. So well done, the boys in Discord. Nice, Will, really consistent in on TopStep, sharing some P&Ls. Yeah, this looks like straight from TopStep. Well done, Will. Again, guys, free Discord, live trading almost every day. You get my analysis. You could ask me questions. You get my full scope of my approach to the markets, right? I don't even like to say strategy because it is discretionary, but I break down everything that I use, everything that goes into the way that I trade for free. You could hop in there. I'm on TopStep TV more often than ever now. It's been really, really awesome. Fun week last week. Looking forward to the next time jumping back on that show. See if I can't knock out another win on another reversal challenge at the end of the week. It was pretty dang fun. And if you are looking to work with somebody one-on-one in a serious coaching program, not a course, not a bunch of videos, not a magic strategy that's going to provide a Lambo for you and you can quit your job at McDonald's in 3 months, but a real one-on-one coaching program to help you make steps in the right direction from wherever you're at, hit me up. You can book a free 30-minute call to discuss that. Not taking on a whole lot of more people to work with. I might actually scale back a little bit with that one program that I do run because I'm planning to study for the Series 3 exam coming up. And that is a pretty daunting task. So hit me up if you guys are interested. Links in the description to the free Discord. You can hop on my website, realdealfutures.com, providing more value in that than ever. 5-week program, live trading every morning, one-on-one, Zoom sessions, going through your trading plan, your risk management, everything that goes into profitable trading. A lot of focus on psychology, mindset. That's what I've found has helped a lot of guys that I've worked with make serious steps towards their goals, whether that's just providing some consistency in their trading, getting funded, taking payouts, getting really, really solid results in live accounts. I have seen that all so far, which has been awesome. Yeah, watching Dow slow creep to the upside, man. Almost tapped this high. Almost tapped this high, but not really. Again, here's what I was initially looking at. If I go for something like this, really aggressive down in this area, I'd need a stop loss down below here. If I wait for continuation to the upside before jumping in, maybe you go with a tighter stop loss somewhere around whatever structure forms here, right? You say, I'm going to jump in with momentum. I am looking to buy as we're coming back up. If price continues lower, I'm wrong. We're not just pushing up. This, my nice engulfing candle or whatever I decided to enter on, isn't actually going to hold, but really not the way that I like to play Dow, man. Dow's got some pretty big movements. I like to hop out to the 5-minute. I like to enter more aggressively, fading the short-term trend in favor of the long-term trend. I took that saying from Dr. David Paul. Rest in peace. Unfortunately, he's passed, but that was his saying that I really, really liked. I'll try to remember that one. Fade the short-term trend in favor of the long-term trend. What does that mean? Maybe this is the long-term trend for the day, right? We're pushing to the upside. I want to fade moves to the downside, the short-term trend, by buying as price is coming down, fading that short-term trend in favor of the long-term trend. Subjective, right? Because you could say, no, Zach, there's a long-term trend that's, this is the long-term trend. And you're actually fading the short-term trend by buying right here or selling right here. So, take that with a grain of salt. This is discretionary trading. No 100% rules-based black and white strategy that says we wait for a crazy engulfing institutional candle and it's an inverse fair value bullish order block, and that's where the institutions are trading. None of that stuff, man. We just wait for price to look like it's going to go up or down using the tools that we use, and structure our trades in a way that makes sense. That seems to work well for me, man. The other stuff, just too complicated. Maybe it works very, very well for you. Maybe I'm just too dumb to comprehend that. But all that craziness doesn't seem to help. Doesn't seem to help. Yeah, I was eyeballing a little bit of liquidity on Bookmap, man. Not really a surprise where it is, right? Right at this round number. It doesn't look like algorithmic liquidity. It does look like real liquidity on the book. I'm going to give that a minute, and maybe we can take a look at that together. But right at the 400 level, 43,400, right here. Right above price, right? Obvious level. Bookmap's really not telling us anything that we couldn't assume on that one. Oftentimes it does. Liquidity is not where you expect it. It's not right above or high or low, above a big swing high or a swing low or some daily level or intraday level. It's at an area that you might not expect. It's right in the middle of price action. It's not at a round number, but this one happens to be. So we'll see if that stays on the book, but that could be an interesting area to watch. If we start to sell off more, maybe we want to return to that, trade that volume there, fill those orders. If we get there, maybe we find some resistance, some sellers step in and start to push the market lower, but kind of just slowly trickling down around these highs right now. So watch this one. Coming into the 3 p.m. Eastern time, really the start of power hour, which is the last hour of NYSE session. But I appreciate you guys being on here, man. Feel free, hit like, subscribe. You don't have to do anything. Helps me out. Free means free, so you don't have to do anything to be here. But you can help me out with YouTube. Hop in the free Discord if you like. Awesome community. Bunch of traders in there. 1,200 some odd traders. Sharing the good, the bad. Getting funded. Blowing XFAs. Everything in between, man. Taking payouts. Live accounts. Demo accounts. All the fun stuff. You get all my trades. I shouldn't say that. You get reviews from me live on here. You get an organized log of everything that's been going on with my trading. I give you really, really deep insights into how I'm trading with TopStep. My game plans for managing risk, managing accounts, progress, setbacks, all that fun stuff, man. We got news or anything coming up, or is this just the 3 p.m. Clear out? Let's take a look at what we got. Because that looks like a little bit of a dip in liquidity. Ah, we do. We got 3 p.m. FOMC member Waller speaking. That's interesting. Starting right now. Yeah, interesting thing about Bookmap as well. I'll show you guys what I was looking at right there. Again, Bookmap, right as we started to come into this 3 p.m. time frame, this algorithmic liquidity, you can see, came off the book. And it's a dead giveaway when these algos get shut off or pulled or whatever the hell they do, where it all goes away, that there's about to be an influx of volatility. It's either a news event, economic release, something's going on where they are taking this off the book. Real live liquidity does stay on the book, which is what I'm looking at right up here. You can see it actually did thin a little bit, which tells me that some of this might be BS. But it's a dead giveaway with Bookmap. If you're not paying attention and you don't know that there's news coming up, it gets real quiet about 60 seconds before all the liquidity comes off the book. It's a dead giveaway to be cautious if you weren't already planning to be cautious. So we got some sellers stepping in right here, man. Yeah, this could be tough. We do have someone speaking. You know, it's not Jay Powell, but it is an orange folder event. Let's see. Due to speak about the economic outlook at Stanford. Audience questions expected. Yeah, that's not great. That's not great for us here. Well, let's see, man. Let's see what he's going to do with these markets. That came off the book. Here, let's take a look at Bookmap again. Again, guys, I'll probably add a second monitor. I'll run these side by side or something. Here is liquidity coming off the book, right? This is the live market right here. This is liquidity live in the market. You see it changing in real time. This is your depth of market, your current order book, price levels, quantities of resting orders on the bid and the ask. Here, you could see that came off the book. Here it is sitting, and now it's gone. Whatever reason, those orders are off. Not an area that I'm paying much attention to now. That is, one of the pieces with using any depth of market, using Bookmap, using order flow. That stuff changes in real time. It could be huge orders that come on and off the book. You do have to watch it. You have to pay attention to it. So, but interesting example right there to pay attention to. Again, guys, if you got questions, feel free. Hop in the free Discord. You can ask. I got a channel in there. It says questions for Zach. I'll talk about some of that stuff on here. I don't have the live stream chat showing. I check it every once in a while. Again, it's been a bunch of trolls that come in and disrupt the live stream, but I'll pick some good questions out of there. What's up, guys? Why do you prefer YM over NQ or ES? I've been answering that one a lot lately, Jay. I would just say check it out for yourself. You can watch some of my past stuff. In general, just preference. I'll leave it as that. Simple as that. How do we get to be a part of the group coaching? Book a free call. You can go to my site, Real Deal Futures, realdealfutures.com. You can hop in the free Discord and book a call. We speak for 30 minutes, talk about your trading, make sure it's something that makes sense for you and that I really feel that I can help you. But that's the first step. Book a free 30-minute call. Bank holiday where? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This doesn't really look like a bank holiday, does it? Not today. So. But chilling out, man. Chilling out, watching the markets, seeing what we can get. See what we get set up for Power Hour here. Yeah, here's that setup that I was looking at, right? Coming down into this area, looking like we're testing and rejecting to the upside. This is a pretty nice bullish candle forming. You could look for something just like this, maybe waiting for that to close or not waiting for it to close. Nice long wick to the downside, testing these highs, engulfing these little candles that were around it. Stop loss really tight, anticipating this to move to the upside. You don't really need much of a break of those highs to grab a one-to-one. Again, for me, guys, on Dow, I just don't find this plays out very nicely. There's a lot of larger movements on Dow. Pretty tightly trending today, but I like to run these much wider. Even if I'm going to go off of market structure and price action for my entry, I don't like to go with a stop just below a low like that. I want to do it off of a larger level of structure somewhere down here, and I like to enter more aggressively. For me, this setup right here, just not enough. Not enough potential for an upside move, right? I would have to anticipate, like, let's say I want to grab, a final target somewhere positive, right? Maybe just a little bit past a 1-to-1. I'm looking for a decent size move. I'm really looking for a continuation to the upside coming into the end of the day. And I don't see that happen very, very often. Again, talking about that edgeful stat, new high of day is not made often in the power hour session, the last hour of NYSE session. So I don't like to target that in general, knowing that stat, and really pushing for a break of these highs and a continuation to the upside, for even just a modest risk to reward with a stop loss just below here. Just not great risk structure. It's not a bad trade, right? But the structure has to make sense. On another day, this doesn't look like that. On another day, this low is way up here. We continued really, really nicely way farther up here. We pulled back, tested that high, and we're starting to maybe just consolidate for a second and look like we're going to move higher. Maybe that presents a much better structure for me. I say, you know what? I'm ready to get long here. My stop loss doesn't have to be down here. It's all the way up here, right? Off of a low maybe that formed. And I get to target a prior high. I don't have to shoot for a break of the highs. So, that's part of my trading, is reading market structure and price action, and not only forming a bias on the trade playing out to the upside or downside, but finding an ideal way to structure risk. I want to try to make a little bit more when I'm right and lose a little bit less when I'm wrong. So if I have to wait for this thing to come all the way down here to know that I'm wrong, and I have to wait for it to push all the way to the upside to capture a really positive risk to reward ratio, it's just not great. Doesn't even give me a good way to structure risk and maybe be able to move stop loss up, get stop loss to break even, an area that makes sense as the trade plays out, which I also do consider. So just not a trade setup for me just yet. So we'll wait and see, man. Could have a lot of movement happen here quickly with an FOMC member speaking. I'm glad Bookmap gave me the quick warning, because I had posted that news this morning, but coming into Power Hour, really wasn't paying too much attention to that. So Bookmap's making it easy for me. But again, appreciate you guys being on here hanging out, man. Got questions? Feel free, hop in the free Discord. Ask away, man. I am pretty exhausted today, to be completely honest. I was really debating just flaking out on this live stream, but it's not something that I like to do. I ran, if you follow me anywhere, you've probably heard me yap about it enough, but I ran a 50-mile ultra marathon on Saturday. Been training for that for a while. Ran it with my brother-in-law. Finished that. It was awesome. A little over 12 hours of running. It was pretty brutal, man. So I'm exhausted. Really haven't slept super well. Your body sometimes after those races is just destroyed. I felt it after marathons and ultra marathon 50K that I've done. You just can't sleep well, believe it or not. So I'm pretty exhausted coming into today, but I am here with you guys checking it out. The running thing, the endurance sports, the exercise, it's one of the only things that I talk about pretty consistently outside of trading itself, because I feel like it translates very, very well. I feel like it's something in my life that has provided an advantage and translated into trading. And if there is something like that other people can do, I find it useful to talk about. I think it might be helpful to others. So while you don't see me talking about Lamborghinis and stacks of cash, I talk about running, talk about cycling, other endurance sports, because I find it helpful, man. That race, while we're just hanging out, watching the markets here, that race, a lot like trading, and I posted this in a tweet, didn't go according to plan, right? Took me longer than expected. And there was some serious low points where I thought, you don't know what you're doing. You thought you knew what you were doing, but you're not good enough to do this. And you should probably just quit. You're never going to make it. You're never going to make it to the finish line. You're never going to get profitable. The light at the end of the tunnel seems to fade, and it seems way too far away. Having to overcome those mental hurdles in running, in ultramarathons, and in trading is challenging, man. Really challenging. But if you have outside experiences like I do with these races, and you do overcome them, it can help you. It can build your confidence up. It can show you that you are in control of your mind. You're the master of your ship. You're able to say, I'll die out here before I quit. I will literally drop dead out here. That's the only way that I'm not finishing this goal that I've set out to achieve. And you apply that to trading as well. Not saying to be, ridiculous with risk or to be YOLOing things or to keep losing money. Maybe it means slowing yourself down in a race, which I did. Maybe it means coming back to demo and trading, but saying, I'm going to do this. The only outcome will be success, whatever that means for you. You leave yourself no other option. You find a way. You find a way. You push through all that hard stuff, and you hit your goal. And if you can start to do that on a small scale outside of trading, man, it translates so well. So, and you will fail sometimes, right? Maybe I'm running and, I pull a crazy muscle, or I just absolutely hit a wall and I do pass out, something like that. And you have to come back from that. You don't hit your goal. Maybe it's a time goal or something like that. You have to fail really hard and then decide what to do from there and to come back from it. So if you want to look for something outside of trading that might translate well and really only provide positive benefits, I think, in all areas of your life, look at running, man. Very low cost, low barrier for entry. If you can't run, maybe just go on a walk. If you hardly walk or run, maybe it's just a 5 or 10 minute walk around your block. You set a goal, you find it difficult, whatever that is for you, and you achieve that goal. You continue to push that marker further out, and you keep hitting those goals. You fail along the way, you struggle along the way, and you push through. You face whatever demons you have that are going to be in the way of you hitting that goal, and you get to it. Again, doesn't have to be running. It can be anything. Doesn't have to be exercise related. Maybe it's reading a book. Maybe it's, some other area of your life. Set a small goal, start chipping away at that. When you hit that one, set another one, and keep going. That's my mindset psychology piece for today. After finishing a race that was insanely long, insanely long. Yeah. While I'm on it, man, I'll keep yapping about it. I did really, really well for the first, let's say, 25 miles out of 50. First 20 miles went really well, talking, joking around. Everything's great. And I had done a 50K, which is a little over 30 miles before. That was my longest race before this. Mile 25 started to really get tired. My legs really, really started to hurt. A lot of knee and hip pain. Really didn't understand why that was happening. Had a headache. It was pretty gnarly. Usually don't have a headache during this stuff when I run. And my stomach was really jacked up. I had a lot of nutrition that I stick to, I test with, but for whatever reason, just was not working with me, man. It wasn't a particularly cool day for this race either. It was okay. It wasn't raining, so I won't complain, but it could have been about 10 or 15 degrees colder. That would have helped me out. But at mile 30, I had to say to my brother-in-law, time for you to keep going, man. He knew it was going to happen because I was kind of starting to hold him back. He left me. I had to sit at that aid station by myself and really decide to go out and continue running for another 20 miles as my legs were absolutely killing me, dealing with a pounding headache and feeling like I'm going to shit my pants, for a lack of a better term, and throw up. But took some Advil, sprayed some BioFreeze on my leg, and said, I'll die out here before I don't finish this race. If I have to walk, I will walk. If I have to crawl, I will crawl. I will do whatever I have to do to finish this race. And that's what I did. Continued back out. Once I changed that mindset, I really caught a second wind. I didn't give myself an easy out. I knew I wasn't going to be able to stop, so I figured, let me keep going, and put one foot in front of the other and continued for another 20 miles. Again, took me a little bit longer than I would have liked. If you watch the video that's on, the one video that I have is me finishing the race. Running with a headlamp in the woods. I don't have training running in the middle of the woods at night by yourself with nothing but a headlamp. But so that was really interesting. But that was finishing the race, man. So yeah, awesome experience. Grateful for everybody that helped me out. All you guys that have reached out and sent positive messages. It was really, really cool, man. So again, I'm not a great runner. That wasn't an impressive finish time. There were guys at that race that were running 3 times the distance that I was running. Whatever is great for you is going to be different for somebody else. But find something that's going to be great for you and go out there and strive for that. That's my thought process. Choppy, man. Choppy here in Dow. Here's really what we've been looking at. Here is about when I hopped on. Failed to continue this move right here. Pulled back, retested these highs in this uptrend. This looks like we want to continue. I'm just going to wait and see. This is not something that really I'm going to journal. It's not a mistrade, but even if I'm not going to take trades, I find it helpful to watch the market intently with focus. It's like you're back testing. It's like you're collecting more data, right? You're gaining experience in price action and market structure. You're going to be able to see these things form and say, hey, here's something that I've seen late in the day. Oftentimes, for example, we break and retest a high in an uptrend, and then we continue at least to test that high again. Maybe that's something I want to look at. I wait for a nice candle that comes down, big wick to the downside, and looks like it's going to push to the upside. Stop loss right below that, and I continue. Maybe you say, hey, you know what? A lot of times I pay attention to edgeful, and I also pay attention to the chart, to the range, maybe back down towards VWAP, back down towards another important level, be it objective or discretionary, and that will be my trade. But even if you're not going to put a setting up right there, if you're